There are forces you can't see, but they're always watching. Do you know that right now, there's an unseen battle happening for your soul? And you, yes you, are at the center of it. You aren't crazy for feeling like there is a target on your back. You aren't imagining the pressure. It is real. Look around you. Most people are walking through life completely asleep. They wake up, go to work, and come home, having no idea they are players in a massive spiritual war. They think their bad luck is just bad luck. They think their struggles are random, but you know different. You have always felt different. That is because the light inside you irritates the darkness in others. You are unknowingly playing a pivotal role in this battle between light and dark. You are the main event. But here is the truth that nobody told you. The narrative is shifted. For years, you felt like the victim. You felt like you were constantly under attack, constantly fighting just to survive. But look at your life right now. Really look at it. The dynamic has changed. What if I told you that the devil has become your bodyguard? Not by choice, but by your courage. You didn't make a deal with the darkness. You didn't sell your soul. You stood so strong in your integrity that the enemy realized something terrifying. Attacking you is too expensive. It costs him too much. You have become a liability to the kingdom of darkness. Every time they touch you, you get stronger, and they lose ground. So now, the strategy has changed. The devil recognizes he cannot corrupt you. Instead, he has effectively made you untouchable to the forces of evil. He protects you to save himself. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why your enemies are suddenly falling without you lifting a finger. You will understand why people who try to harm you end up destroying themselves. You have been marked as forbidden territory. Let's get into it. Listen, chosen one. Before we go any deeper into this truth, I need you to pause. The enemy hates that you found this video. He wants you to keep scrolling so you forget who you are. Don't let him win today. If your spirit is already feeling the weight of this message, press that subscribe button right now. Do not risk losing this connection. You know how hard it is to find truth in a world full of noise like this, and so you don't miss the confirmation God is sending you next. The unseen battle. Let's be honest about the world we live in. We are taught to believe that life is just what you see with your eyes: bills, jobs, traffic, relationships. But deep down, we know that is a lie. The reality is that the physical world is just a mirror of the spiritual world. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, you are walking through an active battlefield. Most people don't feel the heat of this battle because they are not threats to the darkness. They go with the flow, they accept the fear, and they do exactly what the system wants them to do. But then there is you. You have always wondered why your life seems harder than everyone else's. You look at your friends or colleagues, and they seem to breeze through life with no resistance. Meanwhile, you face obstacle after obstacle. You face betrayal, financial blocks, and sudden chaos that comes out of nowhere. You have asked yourself, what is wrong with me? The answer is nothing is wrong with you. Everything is right with you. You attract heavy warfare because you carry a specific light that the darkness cannot stand. In a war, the enemy doesn't waste ammunition on empty targets. He aims his biggest weapons at the soldiers who are actually dangerous to his agenda. Your struggle is the proof of your power. If you were insignificant, nobody would bother you. The fact that you have been under attack your whole life is the greatest compliment that darkness could give you. It means you have a destiny that intimidates the enemy. Think back to a recent moment in your life. You know the one. It was that time when everything came crashing down at once. Maybe it was a heartbreak that felt fatal, a financial crisis that should have bankrupted you, or a period of depression that felt like it would never end. Logic said you should have given up. The script said you should have broken down, become bitter, or let the fear consume you. But you didn't. In that moment of absolute pressure, something shifted inside you. You didn't break. You wiped your face, you stood up, and you decided to keep moving forward. You chose courage when fear was the only logical option. You might not have realized it then, but that decision was not just a mental shift. It was a spiritual earthquake. When you refused to stay down, you sent a shockwave through the spiritual realm. The dark forces expect humans to crumble under pressure. They rely on our fear to control us. But when you looked that situation in the face and said, no, you broke the rules of engagement. You became unpredictable. That moment of resilience was a signal flare. It announced to every spirit, demon and negative entity in your vicinity that you are not just another civilian in this war, you are a warrior. And that is exactly when the dynamic changed. You didn't just survive the storm, you became the storm. The darkness stopped looking at you as a victim to be tormented and started looking at you as a problem to be solved. You forced them to stop and pay attention. They realized that their usual tactics of intimidation weren't working on you anymore. This was the moment the devil took notice, not to attack you harder, but to reassess the threat you pose. And that attention is what led to the strange, powerful protection you are walking in right now. If you're the one who refused to break when the world tried to crush you, I want you to confuse the enemy right now. Type 444 in the comments to let the darkness know, I am still here, and I am not going anywhere. The devil's notice. You need to understand how the opposition operates if you want to understand why your life has shifted so drastically. The devil doesn't pay attention to just anyone, and he certainly doesn't waste his time chasing people who are already trapped. The kingdom of darkness operates on a very specific economy, and that currency is fear. The enemy watches for weakness, vulnerability, and people who are easily manipulated by their own emotions. For most of your life, you might have dealt with low-level interference, just enough to keep you anxious, just enough to keep you doubting yourself. But then came that moment we talked about, the moment you chose to stand strong. When you acted with courage in the face of fear, you did something dangerous to the system. You broke the cardinal rule that darkness relies on to control humanity, the belief that fear is the ultimate master. The moment you refused to bow down to your circumstances, the devil put you on his radar. He realized that the standard tactics of intimidation were bouncing off you. You weren't reacting like a victim anymore. So, the strategy changed. The devil doesn't just attack blindly, he tests. Once he noticed you, he had to see if you were truly unbreakable, or if you just got lucky. This is why, right after your spiritual breakthrough, you probably experienced a season of intense, specific temptations. These weren't random bad days. These were calculated offers designed to see if you had a price. Think back to the devil's offer. It rarely looks like a monster in a nightmare. It looks like a shortcut. It looks like the easy path appearing exactly when you are tired of struggling. Maybe it was a sudden opportunity to make money, but it required you to do something unethical or slightly off. You were broke, the bills were piling up, and suddenly there was a way out. But it would have cost you your integrity. That was a test. Or maybe it was relational. Do you remember when you finally healed from that toxic past? When you finally found peace being alone? That was the exact moment your ex-partner texted you out of the blue. They came back with apologies, with charm, with everything you used to want. It was tempting to go back to what was familiar rather than stepping into the unknown. But that wasn't love knocking at your door. That was a test of your resolve. There were offers of easy paths, compromises, and situations where you could have sold out your values for temporary comfort. The enemy was betting that you would fold. He was betting that your courage was a fluke. But you did something that shocked the dark forces. You turned them down. You stayed broke rather than getting dirty. You stayed lonely rather than returning to toxicity. You chose the hard road of truth over the easy road of deception. This tested your resolve, and the devil realized something crucial. You cannot be corrupted. You aren't for sale. Most people have a price, but you proved that your soul is off limits. And this is where the twist happens. In the spiritual world, power recognizes power. Instead of continuing the attack, the devil had a rare moment of respect for you. He realized that trying to corrupt you was a waste of time and trying to fight you head-on was becoming too costly. He couldn't own you, so he had to shift his strategy from corruption to containment. He had to figure out how to exist in a world where you are a threat to his agenda. This brings us to the most baffling part of your journey. Because you proved you are uncorrupted, the enemy has inadvertently offered you something strange. He has made you untouchable to the forces of evil. It sounds insane, doesn't it? How can the very source of evil become a form of protection? How can the one who wants to destroy you suddenly be the reason no one can touch you? The answer lies in the specific order that has now been issued regarding your life. The devil as your protector. What if I told you that the devil has become your bodyguard? I know that sounds like a contradiction. I know it sounds impossible. But you need to understand that this protection is not born out of kindness. The enemy doesn't love you. He doesn't want to see you win. He has become your protector purely out of necessity. You have become a liability to his kingdom, and that is the most dangerous position you can hold in the spiritual realm. Here is how the calculation works. The forces of darkness are strategic. They don't just throw resources at walls they can't break. They've analyzed your track record. They have looked at the data from your life. They realized that every single time they attacked you in the past, it backfired. When they sent fear, you found faith. When they sent isolation, you found yourself. When they tried to break you, you just built yourself back up stronger. The enemy realized that attacking you is a bad investment. It wastes too many resources. But it's worse than that. Darkness knows that attacking you often triggers a divine counterattack. You are not just a civilian, you are property of the Most High. When the enemy touches you, it wakes up the lion. The retaliation from heaven that comes down to defend you causes more damage to the dark kingdom than they can afford. So, to save his own kingdom from taking damage, the devil has had to make a hard decision. He has issued a do not tuck order to his minions regarding you. Visualize this for a second. In the spiritual realm, there is a perimeter around you. There is a warning sign painted on your spirit that says, "Forbidden territory." The devil has effectively told every low-level demon, every agent of chaos, and every negative spirit, do not mess with this one. The cost is too high. He protects you from the smaller attacks because he knows if his minions touch you, the backlash will be catastrophic for them. He is keeping them away to save himself. This is why your life feels different now. You might have noticed a strange quietness in areas that used to be chaotic. You might be wondering why the people who used to harass you have suddenly gone silent. It's because they have been called off. The order has come down, leave them alone. But the most powerful proof of this new status is the backfire effect. This is where you see the spiritual reality bleed into your physical life. Because you are forbidden territory, anyone who ignores the warning signs and tries to come against you faces immediate consequences. You don't even have to fight them anymore. You just have to stand there and watch. Have you noticed the people who try to lie about you end up exposing themselves? It's almost comical. They dig a hole for you, but before they can push you in, they stumble and fall into it themselves. Have you noticed that traps set for you end up catching the person who set them? Maybe it was at work, where a colleague tried to sabotage your reputation, only to get fired themselves a week later. Maybe it was in a friendship group, where someone tried to poison others against you, only for the group to turn on them instead. This isn't a coincidence. This is the spiritual law of return to sender in active motion. The devil knows that you are covered by something he cannot penetrate. So, when people who are often unknowingly used by dark forces try to attack you, they are hitting a brick wall. The energy they throw at you bounces right back and hits them in the face. You have become a spiritual mirror. Whatever is thrown at you is reflected instantly. This is the realization of power. You are walking through life with a shield you didn't even ask for. The darkness is so afraid of the light inside you and the backup you have from heaven that it has no choice but to step aside. You are untouchable. You are not just lucky. You are structurally dangerous to the enemy. And that is why, strange as it sounds, the devil is working overtime to make sure no one disturbs your peace. Because disturbing your peace brings war to his doorstep, and that is a war he knows he will lose. I need to speak to the person watching this who has been fighting in silence. I know you are used to being the black sheep. I know you are used to people not believing you, but you didn't stumble across this channel by mistake. This is your tribe. Why would you keep walking through this spiritual warfare alone when there is a whole army of us right here? Don't just watch and leave. Subscribe and take your place in this family. You have been isolated long enough. The domino effect. Your courage didn't just change your life. It's changing the lives of everyone around you. We need to bring this down from the spiritual clouds and look at your actual, everyday reality. You have likely noticed a shift in how people react to you lately. It's confusing at first. You walk into a room, and the atmosphere changes. Conversations stop. People who used to be loud and dominant suddenly become quiet around you. This isn't your imagination. This is the domino effect of your spiritual status bleeding into the physical world. Let's talk about the repelling glitch. This is the phenomenon where people start acting weird, awkward, or even hostile for no logical reason. You haven't done anything to them. You haven't started an argument. You are just existing. But your mere presence is irritating their demons. When you carry the kind of protection we talked about in the last chapter, you emit a frequency that is painful to anyone harboring dark intentions. You have become a human lie detector test. Toxic people can't hide around you anymore. Have you noticed that fake friends are suddenly disappearing? They stop calling. They stop inviting you out. They drift away without an explanation. Don't chase them. This is the trash taking itself out. Your energy is repelling them because they cannot survive in your light. They feel exposed just by standing next to you. But there is a flip side to this. While you repelled a fake, you were becoming a magnet for the real. Friends, colleagues, and even total strangers are drawn to your energy. People you barely know might start telling you their deepest secrets. They feel safe with you. They sense that you are untouchable, and they want to be near that strength. Your courage is infectious. You are unknowingly giving people permission to be brave. When they see you standing tall, refusing to be intimidated by life, it wakes something up inside them. You are creating a ripple effect. Because you stood up to your fear, your brother might finally quit that addiction. Because you kept your integrity, your coworker might finally speak up against injustice. You are not just saving yourself anymore. You are breaking chains for the people around you just by being who you are. Look at the signs of growth in your life right now. The first thing you'll notice is your intuition is razor sharp. You used to be confused, but now you see right through people. You know who to trust and who to avoid within seconds of meeting them. You can smell a bad deal a mile away. Things that once seemed impossible are now falling into place. Obstacles that used to block you for years are suddenly dissolving. You apply for something and you get it. You ask and you receive. Relationships that were draining have been replaced by connections that actually feed your soul. This is because you are no longer fighting the current. You are the current. You have transitioned from being a survivor to being a force of nature. You are a spiritual beacon. The light you carry is so bright that it is guiding others out of their own darkness. The forces of evil can't touch you, and the people around you are starting to realize that you are different. You are not just a person anymore. You are a catalyst for change. Hajavan's watchful eye. You may think the devil is the only one watching you. You might feel like the only eyes on your life are the ones waiting for you to fail. But you are wrong. Heaven has been observing you all along, waiting for this exact moment. While the enemy was watching for your weakness, God was watching for your strength. We need to pull back the curtain on what has really been happening. The devil thought he was attacking you. He thought he was breaking you down with those tests we talked about. But here is the ultimate twist. Heaven allowed the enemy to test you. The devil thought he was your destroyer, but he was unknowingly acting as your spiritual personal trainer. Every challenge, every betrayal, and every sleepless night was a workout session designed to build spiritual muscle that you couldn't get any other way. God used the enemy's own weapons to sharpen you. The enemy played right into the plan. He thought he was burying you, but he was actually planting you. He pushed you so hard that you had to find a strength you didn't know you had. If life had been easy, you would have stayed soft. You would have stayed asleep like everyone else. But because the heat was turned up so high, you were forged into steel. The devil did the heavy lifting of training you, thinking he was winning, only to realize too late that he was building the very warrior who would defeat him. But why you? Why did you have to go through all of this while others had it easy? Here is the deep spiritual truth that your soul already knows. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a volunteer. Before you were born, before you took your first breath, you saw the state of this world. You saw the darkness, the confusion, and the pain. And while others stepped back, you stepped forward. You volunteered for this journey. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. You knew you would face heavy opposition, but you also knew that you carried something inside you, a specific assignment that required a warrior spirit. You chose the hard path because you knew you were one of the few who could survive it. So, when you look at your past suffering, stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "I was built for this." You were chosen because you were capable. And now, the training season is officially over because you refused to break in the earlier chapters, because you stood tall when the devil tried to intimidate you. A shift has happened in the heavenly realms. You have been promoted. You are no longer just a believer or a survivor. You have been granted warrior status. Heaven has looked at your track record, seen your scars, and signed off on your promotion. You are now fully equipped. The insecurity is gone. The doubt is gone. You know who you are. You have the protection of the enemy because he fears you, and the backing of heaven because they chose you. You are walking with a double layer of power. You aren't alone in these battles anymore. You have the full resources of heaven on speed dial. The boot camp is finished. You had graduated from the school of affliction. Now, it is time to put that training to use. The defensive phase of your life is over. The mission phase begins now. Stop for a second. Really think about what you just heard. Heaven has been watching you, and heaven guided you to this specific video today. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to ask yourself why. Are you really going to walk away from the spiritual food you've been praying for? Don't reject what God is trying to give you. He led you here for a reason. Subscribe now so you stay connected to the voice that speaks life into you when the rest of the world tries to drain you. The Where's mission. Now that you are untouchable, it is time to understand why. You weren't given this level of supernatural protection just so you could have a nice, comfortable life. You aren't promoted to warrior status just so you could retire quietly and stay out of trouble. That is small thinking. You were chosen, tested, and shielded because you are here to shift the balance of the entire system. Look at the world around you. It is sick. Darkness wants to spread fear like a virus. It wants people paralyzed, anxious, and hopeless. It wants them to believe they are victims. But you are the antidote. You are the cure for the fear that is infecting your bloodline and your community. When you walk into a room carrying your peace, you interrupt the chaos. You are a living example that fear does not have the final say. This is about your frequency. You emit a specific warrior frequency that breaks chains off other people. Have you ever noticed that people just feel better after talking to you? They might say, I don't know why, but I feel hope again. That isn't an accident. That is your spirit resonating at a level that destroys the heavy energy weighing them down. Your courage is contagious. When you refuse to bow to the enemy, you unknowingly give permission to everyone watching you to stand up too. This brings us to your obligation, because the devil has effectively become your bodyguard, because he knows he cannot touch you without consequence. You are the safest person to walk into dangerous territory. Other people get consumed by toxic environments. They get drained by negative families or corrupt workplaces. But not you. You are immune. You have a responsibility to walk into those dark places and bring the light. You are the special forces of the spiritual realm. You are sent into the situations that would break a normal person because you are the only one who can walk out without a scratch. You don't hide from the darkness. You confront it, knowing that the Do Not Took sign on your back is visible to every demon in the room. You are here to liberate others. You are here to show them that the devil is a defeated foe. The protection you have is not a luxury. It is a tool. You are armored up because you have work to do. The time for hiding is over. You have the power, you have the protection, and you have the authorization. The question is, are you ready to accept the weight of this mission? This isn't for everyone, only for the remnant. If you accept your status as a spiritual warrior and you are ready to shift the atmosphere wherever you go, type 444 to sign your name on heaven's roster. The final blessing and challenge. You have reached the end of this video, but you are just at the beginning of your true life. You've proven yourself. You stood tall when everything around you tried to make you small. You endured the tests, you ignored the shortcuts, and you terrified the darkness just by refusing to quit. Now, the most important thing you must do is step fully into your true identity. Stop walking with your head down. Stop apologizing for your strength. You are a threat to darkness, and it is time you started walking like it. This is your shift from defense to offense. For a long time, you were just trying to survive the day. You were just trying to keep your head above water. But that season is dead. You are no longer just surviving. You are thriving. You are called to be a leader for the people around you. Whether you realize it or not, people are watching you. They see that the arrows meant for you are falling to the ground. They see that you have a peace that makes no sense. You are the example they need. In a world full of fear, you are the proof that courage is rewarded. You are the living evidence that a person can face the devil and come out with a promotion. Do not shrink back now. The world needs your voice, your story, and your presence. You are not just protected for your own safety. You are protected so you can lead others to their own victories. Now I want to seal this word over your life. I want to lock this truth into your spirit so that no fear can ever steal it from you again. Receive this declaration. I declare over your life today that you are officially forbidden territory to the enemy. I decree that the order has been signed in the spiritual realm. Do not touch. I speak that every trap set for you will snap back on the one who set it. I declare that your eyes are open to see the unseen, and your spirit is strong enough to carry this heavy mantle. You are not a victim. You are a victor. You are not hunted. You are the one the darkness fears. The devil is not your master. He has been forced to become your perimeter guard because the light inside you is too dangerous to provoke. You are chosen. You are loved. You are untouchable. This is your reality now. Do not let anyone talk you out of it. Now, I have a challenge for you. If you are ready to accept this mantle, if you are ready to stop living in fear and start walking as a warrior, I want you to make it official. Don't just watch this and scroll away. Claim it. I want you to go to the comments section right now and type one powerful word that represents your courage. Type the word unsuitable. Let that be your signature on this new contract with destiny. Let the algorithm know, let the world know, and let the enemy know that you know who you are. And finally, if you felt that shift in your spirit today, if you know you are part of this remnant, then subscribe to this channel. This isn't just a channel. It is a gathering of warriors. We are building a community of people who refuse to be victims. Share this video with someone who needs to know they are protected. Before you go, chosen one, look at the fact that you are still here. You made it to the end of this message when most people would have clicked off. That means your spirit was starving for this truth. Do not walk away without sealing this moment. Subscribing costs you nothing, but it means everything for the journey you are on. Don't disconnect from your source of strength. Join the family. Your journey has just begun. Stay strong, stay dangerous, and remember, you are watched over.